That night, I tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep. By Zhirou was back. She had been gone for 5 years, and I had lived in fear for 5 years. Now my marriage to Shen Yuchu, a marriage in name only, was finally coming to an end. I should have felt relieved, but instead I lay awake all night. Maybe it was regret. 5 years. Even a stone should have warmed up by now. But no, he wasn't a stone. The next day, I went to his office with dark circles under my eyes. Let's get a divorce. I placed the divorce papers gently on his desk. He glanced at them, then looked up at me. He didn't move. Do you recognize this? I asked. My voice rough. I do. Then sign. He smiled faintly. Why? Why? He knew exactly why. I bit my lip. By Zhirou. You know her. I know her. Then you understand? No. I was speechless. I forced a smile. I'll make room for her. He laughed suddenly, as if I had told the funniest joke in the world. I froze. Then he stood, walked over, and gently tousled my hair. Go home and wait for me. We'll have dinner together. That night, I ordered stinky tofu noodles, the one food he couldn't stand. I used to do everything to please him. But now, I was going to annoy him. I scrolled through videos as I ate. He walked in, his eyebrows knitted together the moment he entered. He hesitated for a few seconds before stepping inside. I pretended not to see him. Why are you eating this? He asked. I like it, I said, taking an exaggerated loud slurp. I was determined to irritate him. He reached for the bowl. I hugged it to my chest and wouldn't let go. He looked at me for a few seconds, then suddenly laughed. I'm going to shower. Rinse your mouth when you're done, he said, unbuttoning his cuffs as he walked toward the bedroom. I tilted my head, a mouthful of noodles still unfinished, watching him go. Did he mean he was staying the night? Around 11. I was still on the couch, completely absorbed in a video. Those ABS, that waist. He opened the bedroom door and leaned against the frame. You're drooling, he said flatly. I ignored him, turned over, and kept watching. He walked over, picked me up, and carried me off the couch. I screamed in surprise. My phone hit the floor. Shin-Hoan. What are you doing? He frowned at me, his tone rising slightly at the end. Shin-Yu-Chuan. I struggled, trying to get down, but his arms were locked tight around me. I couldn't move. Let me down. What do you really want? He leaned close to my ear, his voice low and rough. What you liked. It was almost dawn when I finally drifted off. My eyelids were too heavy to lift. My whole body ached. I couldn't even move my fingers. Did you like it? His voice was lazy, rough. He traced my lips with his fingertips. Like hell I did. It hurt. Shen-Huan. Were you born a bull? Not saying anything means you liked it, he concluded on his own. We'll continue tonight. Continue? Would I even survive? I forced myself awake. I didn't like it. I managed. You didn't? He grabbed my chin, lowering his voice. Broad shoulders, narrow waist. You didn't like it? No. I really didn't. He smiled, as if my answer pleased him. He kissed my forehead, his voice soft, sweet. I slept deeply. Around 4 in the afternoon, my best friend Meng Jia-Ki called. I was half asleep. The ringing was annoying. Stop ringing. I want to sleep, I mumbled. Miraculously, the ringing stopped, and her voice came through. Shaoning, what are you doing? Took you forever to answer. Sleeping. Sleeping? Her voice shot up. You're about to lose your husband, and you're sleeping? I shifted, trying to find a more comfortable position. Every muscle screamed in protest. It hurt too much to move, so I stayed still. If I lose him, I lose him. Not sleeping wouldn't change anything. You're giving up? What happened to your fighting spirit? I'm getting a divorce. What? He agreed. He will. I was sure of it. I'm tired. Let's talk tonight. I'm hanging up. I reached for the phone, but I didn't hear her voice anymore. I didn't realize anything was wrong. I don't agree. His lips brushed my shoulder. Then he bit down. The pain jolted me awake. I turned my head sharply. He let go. His eyes dark and fixed on me. Divorce, he said. Don't even think about it. Oh, what are you doing here? I stared at him, completely lost. He looked at me like I was an idiot. This is our home. Our bed. Where else would I be? Where else? At ByZHIROU's welcome dinner, obviously. Why aren't you there? Why would I go? He laughed. After last night, I'm exhausted too. You wore me out. I choked. My ears turned red. What was he saying? Who was the one who couldn't stop? Come here. Sleep with me a little longer. He pulled me into his arms. I pushed him away. No. I have plans. I'm going out. I tried to get out of bed. He wrapped his arms around me from behind, his chin resting on my shoulder. I'll come too. No. You're tired. Sleep. Together. His breath was warm against my skin. It tickled. I don't before I could finish. He grabbed my chin, turned my face toward his, and kissed me. Hard. Deep. I couldn't breathe. My face turned red. When he finally let go, I was furious. What are you doing? What am I doing? His eyes burned with desire. One hand slid up my thigh, his intent clear. I grabbed his wrist. Fine. Just wait, Shen Yuchuan. At the hot pot restaurant, I waited for him to lose his cool. He didn't. He walked in calmly. He didn't even ask for a private room. We sat in the main dining area. I sat across from him staring. What are you looking at? He asked, his tone lazy. Are you okay? I asked. No. He paused, letting his gaze drift down my body, stopping at my chest. His voice wasn't quiet. I used up all my energy on you last night. I'm so tired I can barely hold my chopsticks. In public. He said that in public. Something was wrong with him. I stood up, walked around the table, grabbed his wrist, and pulled him toward the door. We're leaving. Hospital. He laughed, not resisting. Where are you going? My friend walked in and saw me dragging him. Her eyes went wide. Henu Chuan? He nodded. Hello. She pulled me aside. Why is he here? I don't know. You don't know. Are you sick? I really don't know. He insisted. What do we do? I shrugged. I eat. He won't last. He'll leave soon. I tried to sit across from him. Sit here, he said. It wasn't a request. Before I could say no, his chopstick slipped from his hand and clattered to the floor. I thought about what he had just said. Who knew what he might say in front of my friend? Fine. I forced a smile and sat beside him. Ordering food was usually my favorite part. This time, I did the opposite. I ordered everything he hated. Nothing he liked. The table was covered in reed. Even the broth was oily and spicy. No green vegetables. A whole plate of organ meats. I glanced at him. His face was neutral. Let's see how long you can last. I blinked at my friend, silently telling her to eat. She blinked back, confused. How? I scanned the table and settled on pig liver. The only thing I could stomach. I put a slice in the boiling broth, fished it out, blew on it, chewed. And swallowed. Delicious, I lied. I looked at him. Why aren't you eating? He just watched me. My hands are too weak, he said. Feed me. I bit down on my tongue. That's not weakness. That's... Releasing desire is good for your health, he said without a hint of shame. My head was about to explode. My friend finally found something she could eat. She picked up a piece of duck intestine, then dropped it. It sank into the broth. Hot oil splattered. Her face turned red. She put down her chopsticks and stood up. I can't. You two eat. She left without looking back. Before I could call her a traitor, he nudged his chin toward his mouth. Feed him. No way. I stood to leave. His hand pressed against my thigh, holding me down. Sliding up, I grabbed his wrist, my eyes wide. Feed me, he said calmly. No. His hand moved higher. I pressed down on it, looking around nervously. Have some shame. I want tripe. He was completely unfazed. I didn't move. His hand pressed harder, sliding further. I almost screamed. I covered my mouth. Take your hand away. He ignored me. His fingertips brushed against me. I gasped. My legs went weak. I couldn't stand. Fine. I'll feed you. My hand shook. The tripe slipped off my chopsticks and fell back into the pot. It took several tries before I got a piece. I put it to his lips without blowing on it. He looked up at me. It's hot. Blow on it? I glared at him and blew hard before stuffing it into his mouth. He chewed slowly. His throat moved as he swallowed. Duck intestine, he said. His hand stayed still, but his palm was hot against my skin. It burned. I fed him a few more bites. I couldn't take it anymore. Let's go home, I begged. Eat. At home? Yes. Eat. At home. I nodded, desperate to leave. Fine. Let's go. I'm starving, he said, standing up. I hadn't eaten anything. What was he starving for? In the car. I stared out the window, refusing to look at him. Does it still hurt? He asked. I didn't understand at first. Then I saw the teasing in his eyes. My face burned. I glared at him. He laughed softly and focused on driving. Before the car stopped, I unbuckled, thumped out, and ran for the elevator, leaving him behind. At the door, I fumbled with the keys, got inside, and locked it. I leaned against the door, catching my breath. 10 minutes later, I heard him trying to open the door. He couldn't. I drank my soda, smiling. Can't get in, can you? Shining. I'll break the door down, he said through the door. Scare tactics. I walked to the door. Go ahead, I said sweetly. I pressed my ear to the door. Silence. What was he doing? My heart began to race. Had he left? Where did he go? Worst thought crept in. Was he going to buy CHIROU? My legs gave out. I sank to the floor. I hated myself. I wanted to hold on to him, but I couldn't. Now that he was gone, all I wanted was to cry. I buried my face in my arms and wept. The doorbell rang. The delivery man. Your crayfish order, miss. I wiped my face and opened the door. I took the bag. Thank you. As I started to close the door, a hand grabbed the edge. I gasped. He pushed the door open and walked in. It slammed shut behind him. He locked it. I stepped back, dropping the bag. How did you? He grabbed my chin, forcing me to look at him. You were crying. Why? I tried to look away. I was hungry. Liar. He kissed me, gently. Nothing like before. He kissed my nose, my cheeks, my forehead. Now you can ask, he said softly. I shook my head. You have to ask. Then I can answer. I couldn't speak for a long time. He waited. Finally, I asked the question I had buried for 5 years. Do you still love her? He smiled. A soft smile I had never seen. He kissed my forehead. I love you. I don't believe you. Why not? You loved her. He sighed and pulled me close. You need to have more confidence in yourself. Don't you know how much I want you? He kissed my ear. Do you know what I do after we're together? I shook my head. I go back to my room and think about your face. And take care of myself. My whole body turned red. You're too weak, twice a week. And you're already in pain. So I stay away. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be able to get out of bed. You're shameless. I hit his chest. He grabbed my fist and kissed my fingers. You weren't so weak last night. Want to try again? I pushed away from him and backed up. I'm hungry. Let's eat. He followed me. I'm hungry too. I picked up the fallen bag. Crayfish. You won't be hungry after. I blinked at him, hoping he would let it go.